trailer out. So what does that mean? That means this project is going to make a big mess. And you see the electric saw there. So let's go ahead and get started on this project today. This is the Blvd Cypress. It's a multiple planting. There's 3 of them in there, and they all need pruning. But the part that is the messy part is the root. We're going to have to get it out of there and do something. Not quite sure, but I know it's going to be messy. That's why it's on the trailer instead of on the table. So let's get the show on the road. Well, I'm not going to go into a lot of details on this pruning part because I've done it before. If you don't remember, just kind of go back as some of my previous chapters. And well, I like to do this Blvd Cypress as a demo because it doesn't hurt. See, short sleeve, it doesn't hurt, not like those nasty junipers. So anyway, I'm just going to thin this out. And I'll show you I think the repotting is going to be the most interesting on this project. You have to see how much of the foliage I took off. I'll probably take more out, but I'll go ahead and get started on the next phase where I'm going to pop this out of that container, and I know for sure that the root is really compacted in there. And that's why I have the saw out. And I'll be cutting off a lot of the roots, and we have to keep that proportion. If I'm going to remove 1/3 of the roots, I should thin out the top by 1/3. And if I have to go more, then I have to thin out more. So anyway, let the fun begin. Like it's way overdue. Look how deep that screen is. So I'm just going to take about 1/3 of the bottom off with the saw, cut down on my wasting time. So I'll go ahead and get that done. I could show you, but you've seen those many a time, so I just do it and get back to you. See, it was just a waste of time trying to rake those out. So anyway, I'll get to the next step. Rectangle is not my first choice, but it's bigger and it has enough depth, so I'm going to go into that. It's a mica pot, so it's not like the permanent container anyway. So I'll gotta get the roots along the side raked out so that they're not coiling. Put some fresh soil on the bottom, and that should be fine. Okay, I got it into this bigger pot. I think I added about 2 gallons of fresh soil. So this should be good for a while. The only thing is the roots. Well, when I cut off the roots, I cut off about 1/3. But do you remember where the feeder roots were? It was at the bottom, all coiled. So it's actually not 1/3 of the roots, more than half came off. Therefore, I need to thin out the top by some more. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's one of the things that you have to keep in mind. You have to keep it in balance. Now this will pick up the water less. So if you kept the transpiration or loss through the foliage the same, it would stress and it could die. So that's what I'm going to do next, is to go and thin it out some more so that I have half of the original foliage or a little bit more. Okay, that's what I'm going to do next. This should do it. I think I took off more than half, and now it's nice and open. So we should be able to get those inner foliage to get better hold, and it won't have all that browning, right? So Let me spin this around and show you the back side. I consider this the back. I like to put the big tree in the back. Some people like the big tree in the front. So some of you, this is your front. But for me, I tend to like it as the back side. So as I wrap this up, this was the Blvd Cypress, and I took off about half or a little bit more of the feeder roots and put it in a bigger container with about 2 more gallons of fresh soil. So this should be happy for at least 2-3 years. Actually, it was still looking okay. Blvd cypresses are really hardy plant. But anyway, this is what I wanted to do. And so let's say goodbye for now. And we'll do another project real soon. So if you like what I'm doing, please tell your friends and subscribe. And if you're going to send me a little message, can you let me know where you're from? The last one I remember was from Italy. So I have a new friend in Italy. See you again real soon. Please stay safe.